Opening day of the 2009 Wisconsin spring turkey season proved to just be a perfect day in the turkey woods. Birds were talking, it was warm, and it was the first nice day we had all spring. My dad had located about 50 birds roosted in a small woodlot on a farm we had permission to hunt. Opening morning found us set up about 150 yards from where these birds were roosting, and at least a dozen of them were mature toms. Once it got light enough, the birds started talking, and you can't hear it real well with the cheap video equipment, but listen close, because the show that was about to unfold was absolutely incredible.
That was impressive.
When these birds decided it was time to fly down, they all flew down. It looked like a flock of blackbirds coming out of the woods. This was impressive. 50 birds coming down, pretty much all at the same time. Yes, those are all turkeys.
Oh, there's a bunch in that other. There's a bunch flying across to the other field.
Yeah. There's a bunch in this field.
Yep, and that one is in full strut, I think.
Yeah, great.
Pretty soon a man had called in these three toms from 200 or 300 yards away. They came in like they were on a chain, but hung up at about 120 yards when 5 hens decided to come join them. This was not looking good.
Okay, I'd stop calling.
Although Amanda's initial goal was to call in this year's bird by herself, once these toms hung up, she asked me if I could help.
Perfectly.
I said I'd try and put in a mouth call and got real aggressive to these birds. Pretty soon 2 of the hens broke loose and started coming to the decoys. The second one was a nice bearded hen. Amanda didn't want a bearded hen though and decided to hold off for the toms, even though the toms didn't look like they were going to follow.
Is that a bearded hen?
I don't think so. Oh, the back one is. The back one is.
Yeah, the one that strutted.
What do you think?
No, I'm not gonna shoot. If I called it over here, I might.
Those 2 hens got right in amongst the decoys before the toms even started to move. I thought for sure the hens would spook before the toms got there, but the toms were definitely coming.
The toms are coming. Listen.
Just need to come a little bit faster.
They're gonna angle too far to the right. I'm not gonna be able to get my gun up.
You see the tops?
Yep. It's smack in front of me.
They're in range, so if one separates out far enough, I wouldn't.
These times were now in range, but stayed pretty bunched up, so Amanda was afraid to shoot. She needed to get isolation on one of the birds, but they were just too close together to try a shot.
I'm on them good. If you're gonna take one of those, take the one on the right. Let me know when you're ready, and I'll putt and try to get them to put their head up. Not now. The heads are right there. Are you ready? Tell me if you're ready.
I'm gonna have to do the one on the left.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah. Shoot. No.
Wait. Okay.
Shoot.
One on the left. Can you do it?
Yeah.
Good.
Amanda hammered that bird, but it kept flopping around and looked like it was going to take to the air,
Oh no, she's
so
down.
we decided to take off
Go ahead.
after it.
Get out there. Get out there.
A short time later, we realized that wouldn't be necessary as the bird was down for good.
No.
Well, we got these 3 toms to come over, but they hung up right about 120 yards, we figured. They saw this group of hens coming over, and so they just waited for them to walk over. But then Tim started calling to the hens and got the hens to walk over this way, and luckily the toms followed. And man, I was able to just pull that shot off. They were just walking out where I wasn't going to get a shot. They were just going through the window, so at the last minute I was able to get a shot off, and we got them. So
Good work, babe.
nice work.
Yeah. Alright. This morning was unbelievable. We had Dad scouted this out, and we've been hunting this farm for, I don't know, 10 or 15 years, and taken, I don't know, half a dozen birds off here. My first turkey with a bow was actually about 30 yards over here. But just setting the blind and just setting the decoys up, and man, the woods just came alive with birds gobbling. It was unbelievable. And 45 minutes later, they started pitching down, and crepe, I bet you 30 birds flew down, made a right-hand turn midair, and went on the other side of the fence line. And Amanda wanted to get her first bird while that she called in this year, and for the most part, she did it.
Got it part of the way done.
She was
They
calling,
hung up a little bit, but
She was calling, and they came. I bet you they came from a couple hundred yards, and more than that, 300 yards, and came and hung up about 150. So we decided, well, let's just get aggressive, and sure enough, we got aggressive and called the hens right to us, and a couple hens came, but the toms didn't want to come. But then when the rest of the hens decided that they were coming, then he came too. It's a nice bird. He's probably, I don't know, I bet he's every bit of 21, 22 pounds, maybe better. He's got 3/4 inch spurs, so he's a 2-year-old. Nice full fan, nice heavy thick beard. So this is like, what, 4 or 5 for you?
yeah.
So
So I have a little bit more practice to do calling, but I'm on my way.
you can call on mine. Mine's in 2 weeks.